the new player for the Fire?
Bastian Schweinsteiger.
He's a guy who generates excitement. There are layers to the fans. There is the inner circle who are die-hard Chicago Fire fans. They're always going to be there, and that's an important demographic. And then there are the next layers of fans within your market, and a big part of this league's growth is going to be able to pull those fans in and turn them into that inner circle of fans. And right now, the way this country works is guys like Schweinsteiger can still draw those fans in. And I think you've seen that. I think you've seen casual soccer fans who understand the game from watching Champions League or playing FIFA or whatever it is, and they know that name. And they come to see him. And it's exciting to have a star that big right there on the field in front of you. You know, you win 4-1 over Seattle and it's a sold-out crowd. A guy like Schweinsteiger helps to put butts in the seats and to get people excited about the team, and there's no denying that. And you know, at the same time, he excites the hardcore fans that have been there through thick and thin because they see him as an opportunity to win.
I remember the first away match in Toronto, actually. I mean, great team, Toronto. Also now, when we play away in New York and Washington, there were a lot of people from with Bayern Munich jerseys, Man United, Germany jerseys, you know, and I would like to see them also like to wear the Chicago Fire jerseys, you know, so that's where we have to try to get, you know, to come to that point. And but it's definitely for me a great feeling, you know, to have this kind of support.
Looking at him as a professional and as a player, obviously, you know, all of us in this country and in our locker room, you know Bayern Munich, you know Manchester United, you know the German national team. So we all saw him play plenty, and you just see his demeanor on the field, and he's very serious. And he's very intense, you know, kind of like me. He's a competitor, and you see that he's got a really fiery character on the field. He's not afraid to get stuck in, and so you kind of assume that, oh, you know, he's German, you know, he's very serious all the time. And the most ironic thing about him is that he's actually the total opposite of that off the field. I would almost compare him to Buddy the Elf from Elf, and Will Ferrell and that whole like vibe that he's got going, he's just kind of a goofball, and that's the thing that I'm sure people don't really see that about him. He's really embraced the city, he's embraced the club and the locker room, he's embraced all the guys. He's come out with us to dinners and been to team outings with us, and so, you know, the fact that he comes in here and you know, he brings his winning pedigree, but also the fact that he, you know, has a sense of humor about him, and he's not serious all the time, and he keeps it really light. He keeps the mood light, and he keeps things really loose. I think that's helped us a lot, and obviously you can see his impact that he's had on the field.
He understands the game really, really well, and because of that, he isn't held back by the physical nature of MLS, the difficulties of travel and those things. His pace doesn't matter as much because he is the type of player, it kind of reminds me when I saw Kaká come through in Orlando. He is in the right spot before anyone else thinks to be in that spot. And when you are that far ahead of the game in how you think the game, then the other parts of soccer, the physical side, the speed side, it falls away. You don't need to be fast if you're already there before anyone else is.
I've never played with a player that is similar to me in terms of the position that we play, in terms of the style that we like to play. And so for me, it's been really eye-opening to see a guy with the pedigree that Bastian has and the career that he's had to come over. I've always considered myself a pretty composed guy on the ball. You know, composure is a pretty key element if you're going to play in the middle of midfield. You know, you should be composed. And I thought I was pretty composed, but then, you know, seeing him play on the field and being around him, you realize there's like another level you can get to, because he's just at a different level in terms of his composure on the ball, in terms of the manipulation of time and space and defenders that are around him.
I love to create or to help to create game style which is maybe new for the league, maybe also new for the club, but to give ideas and what we can do maybe better.
When he gets the ball, he wants defenders to get close to him because he knows he's not going to panic, and he knows that that's going to create more space for other guys. And so he almost waits until like the very last minute, until a guy is closing him down, so that the other player that he's going to pass the ball to has more space. And it's just little things like that that you recognize and that you notice, and you say, well, it makes a lot of sense why he's been playing for the best clubs in the world for 15, 16 years now.
I have to learn a lot about opponents and other teams and the MLS as well. But I'm a curious guy, so actually I kind of like it.
Football on one side looks very easy for him because he loves his job, and on the other side he has such a strong character. Yeah,
he has still the passion he has from as a child. When we play football or talk about football, yeah, I see also in his eyes, always in his eyes, that passion.
I enjoy the most actually the team spirit. I don't only mean the team, the players, I also mean the staff, the people in the club. They have a feeling they're great characters in the club as well. I just see a lot of potential, not only in our club, also in the MLS. And I would like to help to create Chicago Fire to come to the next level, and also that the MLS will be on the next level, maybe in the next years, you know, to come closer to the leagues in Europe.
Schweinsteiger sneaks through, and the German has done it.